What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Ignorant Bliss. I'm Julian Lytle. For those who don't know, this might be the first time you listen to my podcast, even though we 80 plus episodes, and technically it's 100 and plus actual recordings deep. This episode, I'm talking to the homie Jamar Nicholas, graphic novelist, cartoonist. I've been in the game for a while. We haven't chopped it up on a recording in a while. This since we in this COVID Corona era, I decided to start hitting people up and just have conversations with no real dedicated focus. So we kind of we talk about comics. Jamar kind of leads the conversation, and that's fine. It's kind of interesting to have that happen. It's a little bit freeing for me. He's really good at it. But we talk about things like DC, Philly, hip hop, old hip hop, like late new school era, right around the time it becomes like, golden era, and how some of these things going to affect comics, the current standings and, art in general. Just real chopping it up with the homie. Especially since ain't nobody gonna see nobody no time soon with no conventions. I hope you guys enjoy. You can follow him. He's Jamar Nicholas on Instagram. I think he is Jamar Nicholas, all one word, on Twitter. You should also look forward to his podcast he does with Mike Manley, called Pencil to Pencil. They got like live streaming videos. They on Facebook. They do that joint a lot, talking with some great people. He has this thing called Coffee Break. He also has a Patreon, patreon.com/Jamar Nicholas, all one word. Go support his book, Leon Protected the Playground, is still out. His previous work is still out there. You should go look him up. Go support. IGBL podcast is the Twitter handle for the show. You can find me at Julian Lytle, LYTLE, on all the social networks. Patreon.com/Julian Lytle if you want to support the show with the creation and payment and upkeep of said show. Ignorant Bliss podcast at Gmail if you want to holler at and send us some correspondence or say anything. Please like, share, subscribe, leave reviews on Apple Podcasts. It's on everything major, the Google Podcasts, the Spotify, the Apple Podcasts, the Stitcher. It's on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com, Julia Lytle. So hope you enjoy. Keep listening. Have a great day. Stay safe. Peace. Cause I'm just a little drunk and I wanna come party with you. A little. When I look into your eyes, I can tell that you're high too. But that's okay with me, cause I just wanna party with you. Cause when we hit the beat,
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You got it popping.
Yeah, man. Yo, turn up my headphones. Yo, get my EQ up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Time to spit them bars.
Yo, I got jewels for them.
Got mad gems for their noggin.
Yo, who's this in your icon here? That looks like the Brat. Who is that?
That's Rihanna.
That's Rihanna. Oh, see, that's a throwback.
Helen of Troy, you know what I'm saying? Mad folks will slay entire countries to be with her.
Yeah, that's truth. People forget about the Brat.
I think she actually just like officially came out in public that she's with the lady.
Oh, that's
she's on the, I think, the Ricky Smiley show or something.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Yo, good for her.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she deserve her place. She deserve her piece. People do, but they forget a lot about the women rappers of the 80s and 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Like I don't know if you remember her, but for some reason it popped in my mind. Remember Nikki D?
Wait, who was she with?
She was on Def Jam. She was the first lady on Def. She had a couple of cuts that came out when Third Base was like the hot group out of Def Jam. I might have to dig this one up for you. It was Nikki D letting off Steve.
I did, straight up. I probably knew more about Oaktown 357 than I did more about Nikki D.
Oaktown was a Juicy Got You Crazy, right? Wasn't it? Juicy.
Yeah, they was so good. They was dancing. I was like, yo. Yeah, that was during like the week period of me for Def Jam, yo.
Yeah. I mean, that was an era of time where there was so much music coming out, right? And it's just like either you was just with it, and if you didn't have cable, wait a minute, no, that's not true. That's when they had Pump It Up was on TV with Sister D, and then in Philly we had this one thing called oh no, I forgot. There was this young filmmaker from Philly, and he had a rap show.
Oh, word.
And I can't remember. I might have to go back in the archives to remember that. But he was like a intelligent brother. You know, he used to point to his temple a lot.
Conscious.
He was mad conscious. And I remember one episode he had the young black teenagers on. You remember them? Yes. The white boys.
Yeah.
And he would not let them off the hook. He was like, okay, let's just put this out there. Y'all ain't black. and the lead dude who was in Class Act, remember him, the Captain Dreads, I'm forgetting his name. He was like, nah, son, nah, you know what I mean? He was kind of trying to Yamin his way out of the
like, nope.
And if you remember that time, everybody had to have some acronym construct to the group name. You know, like KMD mean, causing much damage, but also it's a positive cause in a much damaged society. word.
So much consciousness, so much weird misplaced 5% shit.
So much of it. Yeah, man, it's wild. But it's such an education for like young cats coming up who just didn't really know Will Smith was a rapper, and you telling them all this. We had like a whole era of stuff before they even knew about it.
Man, how many of those folks is like? It's funny when people kind of like trash Will Smith. I'm like, hold up. Like, Will Smith only got classic joints.
Right.
He literally has one of the greatest rap songs of all time.
I guess that would be Summertime, right? That's where
there's a lot of people that you consider great. They ain't got a song that is even close to what Summertime is. Like that was the cookout staple for an entire decade, for real. Like it's summertime now. We're gonna play this song and we're gonna go get haircuts. We're gonna go get a new short set. We finna go play some ball.
Yo, you got to get the fresh short set.
Yo, you try to find that Speed Racer t-shirt.
Yo, it's wild. And especially here in Philly, that was like the autumn leaves coming in. Yo, Summertime came on, that's a wrap.
It's like, man, like it was so strong that like I didn't hear like Summertime Madness, like the song is sampled, until like I was like an older teenager.
Oh wow! So you connected with the Jazzy Jeff joint before you knew about the original.
Yeah, man. I was like, what is this? I'm like, the Fresh Prince out this with this nice calm flow. I'm like, the sun coming through the window. You like, oh, this is Oh, then you like your parents hear it, and your grandparents are like, oh, we like this joint. Like, oh, this is new ground.
Yeah, that's you get your 2-step in on that.
Yo, that joint was everything. So it's like some of y'all faves like didn't even have joints. It's good, like that's like multi-generational, like iconic, like you can play all the time.
Yeah,
very few rappers who had that.
No, not at all. But I mean, truth be told, I remember you remember kind of like the dark period of all of this. It's like even when Cosby was on, people was still front on it. I mean, every Thursday, everything shut down. You went home to see Cosby Show.
That's right.
But cats was still like, yo, they ain't really. I don't know people that really live like that, but it's entertaining.
See, it was different from me here in DC because we did know black people who live like that.
Yo, Philly, you know nobody. Like, wait, they got a doctor and a lawyer for parents? Nah.
Yeah. See, DC's weird because it's like the DC area is weird because like I didn't grow up rich, but like the community that I grew up in, which is Prince George's County, Maryland, is still by far the largest percentage of black wealth in this entire country.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And so DC is still a black run city. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people like, Marion Barry got caught up on that bullshit with the crack thing, which was basically a setup because basically he was just trying to sleep with that woman and she was like, you gonna smoke this crack? And he's like, to get the draws, he was like, yeah, I'll take a puff. I'm trying to get these draws.
He said, all right, I'm with it. Right.
Yeah, and then out of nowhere the feds come out like, oh, you set me up. Like, yeah, when you a kid and you see the jokes, like, yeah, but now like I'm older, I didn't watch this, like, oh, quote unquote, the bitch did set him up. Oh damn.
That's an okie doke.
But yeah, he set up this thing when he became mayor and like the summer jobs program. So there's I still work with people who are older that got their first job in the 70s through this program, and people was able to build up wealth. So like when I got older and I heard other black people from other places talk about like, man, I ain't understand that. I ain't get that. I'm like, oh, like no, like I do know like the 2 doctors or the scientists that work at NASA.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, this person got a government job as a director of X, and this person, they got a master's degree. Even to this day, like, I work with a whole bunch of like young people, especially a lot of young women in my job. Like, young, i.e., like early 30s, late 20s. They got 2 degrees already.
Wow, yeah, that's
master's degrees. They some working on like extra accreditation and like fellowships and like a doctorate by the time they hit like 45 or something. I'm like, I know, like I understand, like I could get that. And I live in a bubble. Like I tell people, like I didn't see the Black Panther. I don't need to. I grew up in Wakanda. Y'all niggas got to catch up.
That's right. You live there. That's what's up.
Like this,
just black excellence right there.
Yeah, like that's not weird. Like. We got basketball team and football teams winning Super Bowl back then. It was amazing.
But it's funny. I think I told you the last time we talked that when I was in college, one of my boys that I rolled with was from DC, and like he unlocked a whole part of swag for me that I didn't know about. Like he was straight load out.
Ooh, and
he was all load to death, and I was like, yo, that shirt you got with all the dudes playing golf all over it, like what do they call that, the subliminal prints or whatever, the whole joint had golfers on it. He was like, I was like, tell me how much that cost again. He was like, I don't know, like $4 or something. I'm like, wait, $400? like just the stuff he be saying was like, yo, that can't be real.
You bugging.
I was like, yo, y'all get down like that? And he's like, man, that's Tuesday.
Yo, real talk, he was fronting. He was stunting on people.
Yeah. Well, he did a great job because he had me perplexed. I was bugging every time he came out the doors with some fresh dip gear on.
However he was getting that money to get it, he was getting it. Like, I'm just saying, to act so nonchalant that you was walking around a polo back in the 80s and the 90s, that was nice.
Yeah, that was like late 80s, early 90s. He was dip.
Ralph Lauren was so expensive.
You know, it is funny. Just got. Let me finish this DC stretch. But I remember I used to clown on him because I used to play that DC Scorpio joint that came on Yo TV Rap. It was like a Hustler Part 2 or something. I was like, yeah, y'all was jamming. And he's like, come on, man. But
because we just play go-go music. So like,
yeah, respect, man. Respect the go-go.
Yeah,
Run Joe, all that stuff. I'm down.
Yeah, I still want some of them old t-shirts and sweatshirts with like black Mickey Mouse. I might sit around and redraw them joints from memory. Like,
yo, you should. Like the what was like it? Black Bart Simpson.
Yeah,
with the Jordan cut. Yeah. And it was Taz and Bugs Bunny and the cross colored.
Yo, them joints, I miss those shirts. I'm like, I need Warner Brothers to put them retro joints back out. Like, I need hip hop Taz ready to give you the post game seriousness. Like, he was going to just get all in the post. He was just going to dunk on you.
No, that stuff was amazing, man. And I remember, did you, you're my comic guru. Did you ever read Minimum Wage, that Bob Fingerman comic?
I never read it. I saw it.
You saw it. Well, one of the things that I loved about it was, and at the time, this was like early 90s New York or whatever. It was like the way he drew like the background and the characters, like New York was like a character in this comic. And he would just draw like random people standing around, like coming off the subway. And there'd always be somebody like rocking like a Black Bart Simpson shirt or something like that. Cause it just kind of earmarked that era. You know what I mean? Like that's just how people dressed.
Right.
You know, that was the lay.
It's weird to think about, like, because now it makes such a big deal about like hip hop being so mainstream. I'm like, yo, we went through hip hop being mainstream at least 2 other times.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if the quote unquote record sales weren't above rock music or even country music, but like in the 90s, like those early 90s period, like that, you could buy hip hop aestheticized Looney Tune clothes.
Yeah.
They literally took time out and they weren't even bootleg. You could just go to Macy's or Hack's or whatever your local store was and get like this Bama Bugs Bunny had his ears back like a ponytail with the ill drip on, like ready, like on the block, like this before he even had Lola Bunny, like he even had no girl to go with him, and like Daffy Duck had the Wesley Snipes little hat from White Men Can't Jump On and shit, like
with the crease, with the cuff,
I'm like, yo, like that's what we was living in. Like I had a Ninja Turtle, I had a Michelangelo Ninja Turtle. Where he was Mix Master Mike. He was a DJ Ninja Turtle.
That's so good.
It was the most beautiful. I still got the action figure somewhere. It was amazing. He came with like turntables and nunchucks, and it was like they had like a basketball Raphael or Leonardo, and he was literally dressed like
I remember
Wesley Snipes. And White Man Can't Jump.
He had 2 cuts in the eyebrow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, like everything about this is amazing.
Do you think we're past the era of amazing? Like, can things be amazing anymore? Or is that just kind of locked in for us for our age?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of washed, so I don't know if the things that impress people now. Like, yo, like I went to Endgame, right? And when it came out, like I had a review. Actually, so I saw it before, right? You know, this thing where like I stopped fucking with Marvel, so I stopped watching their movies and everything. But I was like, yo, let me go ahead and be a good critic and go see this joint because this is the last episode of this TV show. You know, because that's what I call these movies, a TV show.
Yeah, I could get with that. Yeah.
And everybody was in the theater. It was only critics too, so we wasn't even super deep. It wasn't even like the full theater. It wasn't all like 300 seats. It was like 100 maybe. And it was because most of the critics came out because it's Avengers Endgame. And I'm sitting there, people getting all hyped. Like, I'm sitting here like, yo, I'm like an hour into this shit. Like, for real, this is what we doing?
Right.
I didn't get
right.
hype until I saw Captain America pick up the hammer and smack that holy heck out of
Mm-hmm.
Thanos' jaw. I was like, all right, that's entertaining. I've been wanting to see that type of the Captain America with the hammer since I was like a teenager. So you got me. But the rest, I'm like, yo, y'all know I be watching Japanese like superhero shows. They do more like $20,000 than what they doing with like $200 million.
Yeah, man. I know you and a bunch of your peoples roll with like that Kamen Rider, like that Super Sentai stuff.
That's right, son. They kicking back and they explode.
Y'all ain't messing around. So, like, I guess if you put those two together, it's like, I'm not really checking for these Marvel movies, because they're not like knocking over buildings.
Not even just that. Like, it's like everything. Like, I don't know, man. I get real deep into it, but I'm like, it's really hard for me to be impressed. Like, I have to look at other things. And it's like, all the stuff y'all copping on. It's like I feel like I've been through that already.
Yeah.
It's over for me.
Yeah, there is like a big wave of kind of like a feeling of been there, done that with us. On that tip, two things. So the first thing is check your chat because I sent you that Nikki D YouTube video. You just got to look at that for a minute. And the second thing is I think the last time we talked a lot about fandoms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was having a chat with one of my buddies who's a civilian. And that's kind of what I call anybody who's a friend of mine that's not in comics. Just normal people who don't understand why you're up all night drawing. I showed him this video that this came across my wall on Facebook. It was a Star Wars collector, and this dude's into it heavy. And now at this point, some of these cats got a little money and just kind of wild out in the basement, right? It ain't nothing that you got the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. They got every G.I. Joe, everything ever made, in two of them, and one in the case, So he was on that. Like, apparently this cat was like own a couple of carpentry businesses and was heavy on that old 70s Star Wars toys, like those Kenner toys.
Oh, his choice is kind of ugly, but yeah, I know people.
Yeah. And he was like, his wife was filming the walkthrough. He was like, "Yo, honey, right? Remember what's my favorite joint?" And she's like, "The double telescopic lightsaber." Like, they in it. Right. So apparently he like flipped 2 or 3 of those variant Kenner figures and made enough off of that flip to buy this property.
Damn.
Like, he bought a plot of land off of that.
Bruh. And
so anyway, he built this house. And then he built this basement, and it might have been, what they say, like 4, I don't know how square feet work. I'm no wizard, but it might have been like a 15,000 square foot or 50,000 square. It was a big basement. That's all I'm getting across. He built this basement. The whole thing was shelves and glass cases, like you're in the Apple store, full of every Star Wars figure they ever made, like, no lie, and they're all in the plastic joints, like the what do you call it, like the cases, like they slab.
Oh, they put
they slab, like they all in the slab.
Terrible.
And he was like, "Yo, this is my wall, neon nubs." Or whatever, the little weird alien squid dude. And here's my Obi-Wans, and it was just like rows and rows and rows of it. And I was talking to my man. I was like, "Yo, check this out." And I kind of showed it to him just because it would make him mad. Because I think like that's like you can't call that hoarding, right? It's kind of like a controlled OCD where you just have to have all of it. I need it all. And I wonder how you feel about like collectors like that, because you're heavy into comics and music and a lot of stuff. But do you have that bug for any of this?
Yeah, man, I'll be collecting, bro. Let me be honest to these listeners, yo.
Real rap.
Years of like 2016 and now, I'd have had to buy over like, I say maybe over 200 records, all new. I collect those Kamen Rider figures from Japan. I collect only a certain ones though. Like I only want the last 20 years.
Yeah. So it's real specific.
Yeah. So they're like the High C era, like that Emperor era. Mm-hmm. Like I only want his era. Like I could go like I can't go ham, but like if I can afford to, I could probably buy like one of every version. But now I spot beside a specific brand, the specific type of just these 20, not the extra forms, not all the extra stuff. I just want the base model of each one of these guys.
I love it.
Then, and this is the problem when I like got old enough to like my job that I could actually have a little bit disposable income. Mm-hmm. Yo, the shoes, Jamar.
You a sneakerhead,
right? Bro. There's a difference when you look at like the 200 and you be like, oh, I could do the 200. Yo, let me get on this raffle real quick. You see what? Oh, you in there like, dude, like.
I love it.
Last year, like I got lucky and I got some off-white Air Max 90s, right?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So like I went on the app. I'm at work, bro. It's like 10 something in the morning. Mm-hmm. A weekday. Mm-hmm. I went that joint said, you got them. I lift up from my freaking chair, ran around my little quadrant of cubicles like I hit the lotto. Cause I did hit the lotto.
I thought you was going to tell me you like Flintstone slid out the window into the whip.
Nah, they ship everything to you, bro.
You don't gotta go. You have to get online or whatever at the store. Yeah, they just bring them.
They got the little raffle system in the app, bro. We in the future now.
Wow. So now when you're on, okay, so I'm not a sneakerhead, but I give mad respect to the culture. But when you're heavy on sneakers like that, are you like a box dude too, or just the kicks?
Nah, bro,
or like eat the whole thing, right?
I want the little pack-ins, bro.
Yeah.
Making sure it's authentic. I gotta make sure the stickers in the box from that to be checked by the right people. I'm checking the little UPC code on the front. Like, yo, let me make sure these numbers is right. You know what I'm saying? Unless I get them direct from Nike, where like I'll get it and they're sending it to me, then I know it's straight. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. And do you like? I know the if you ever, what is it? If you press on the top of a fresh baby's head, it dips in. What do they call it? Fidelum or something? That's like that's the secret of life is in the top of a baby's skull. When you sniff that new sneaker, when you put that, you love that smell, right?
Yeah, ain't nothing smell like it, bro. If the show is real fire, I'll lick that son bitch.
Yo, I see cats lick sneakers. Yo, that's real rap.
Yo, you need to get out. You smell it like, and you like. I've never given this one up, and you just lick that.
Love it. Yeah, you know what's funny? I never got into sneaker collecting. Like when I was heavy on my on my little fashion twist, I always had to make sure I had a clean pair of stands for the summer. Mm-hmm. Right, I keep a fresh either with some Rod Lavers, you know what I mean, but classic. I keep a fresh pair of Lavers off-white.
You want the traditionals, you know what I'm saying? You look clean all the time, though.
Yeah, I'm a classic cat. I don't know if you saw this, but the boy Craig Rousseau, he did a little caricature of me. He does this kind of weird little thing with his boys Rich Woodall and a couple other guys, where he draws these really like simplified caricatures that he did one of me, and it's got the crispy white kicks with match the bucket.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's what's up. And I don't think he knew what I was talking about, but I was happy. I was like, yo,
you got the details right. You got the details.
That's all that matters, man. You got to keep those crispy stands clean. But yeah, man, I respect that. So do you keep them like on ice, or do you like have a off campus vault? Like how do you get down with your sneaker collection?
I don't think I'm rich enough to have a storage space, or I'm too cheap to do one.
Yeah.
But like right now, I got like not even like a whole tower of shoes near my door because it's the easiest way to place them.
Yeah.
And then it goes from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. It's just boxes of shoes.
I love it.
But I got more shoes that I have to stash on a little bit on the side because they can't fit in that area. And I'm like, damn, I got a gang of shoes. But they're crispy though. Like they crispy. Like when I went to LA last year,
Oh, you stunting on them, right? You stunting on them.
Bruh, the hotel, there was like 2 blocks down the way, there was a Jordan store, like an official Jordan store that just had nothing but Jordans in it. And I was like, I got to go to the store though. I was like, walked down there. I'm walking down in a city I really don't know, seeing homeless people in a city I don't know. But I'm like, yo, the Google Maps saying I'm close though. And I walk in there, I was like, oh, it's lit. I was like, oh, these joints is sold out. They ain't sold out there. I was like, son, bitch, I'm about to put my credit limit up. My balance about to go up.
Oh man, it's hard to like, but you can say, oh, I'm on vacation. Even whatever reason you was there, like, yo, I got to make this purchase.
Yo, I like, they had some Jordans I wanted. I was like, I missed them, but they was right there, and I was like, no, I'm copping.
Yeah, you got to cop, man, the holy grails. But for people who don't get that, like that, almost like that dopamine rush. Like I'm sure you felt that joint squirting at the top of your head, like, yo, I gotta get it. I don't understand how that feels to people that just don't get it. You gotta have something that you really into.
They do. Yeah. They can front like they don't. Like they do. I talk to people, I say, why do you buy that? Like, why do you buy the X? I was like, why do you go on so many trips?
Right. You got to fill that spot with something, right?
It's like, I want my shoes to look better than all y'all's. And I want to have the best shoe collection in all of comic bookdom. And I think there's not that many people with a better shoe collection than I got right now.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like cats who are clean in the game. Maybe Rico Renzi. I know Rico's got some nice sneakers.
He does, but I think I'll crush him if I open the boxes up.
Yo, we might have to do that challenge on YouTube. Yo, Rico, go to the closet. I'll referee it.
I got a gang of joints right now. It looks real clean.
I love it. I'll be Mr. Referee for Metabots up in this joint. Like, that's a real battle.
Yo, one of the best cartoons ever made.
Metabots. That's why we're friends, man. There's nothing better than Metabots, man.
Welcome that joint 8 on Blu-ray, because I was showed up cop.
It's so good. It's so bad and good at the same time.
It gets you into it because at the beginning it's like, oh, this joint is corny. By the time you get through the first season, you're like, but I gotta see what's special about Metabee though. Like, why is he so serious? He beat everybody.
It's funny because I had the when nobody was checking for Metabots, I found the dividends, right? The DVD joints. And there was only like 8 or 9 of them, and I'm missing like 2 and 6. I don't know what's going. That's driving me crazy.
Like, man,
I gotta cop those.
Like, where's the streaming of that? Like, I can watch that right now.
Yo, it's all on YouTube. Somebody put all of them on YouTube. And I was trying to like watch an episode every morning while I brush my teeth. And I was just like, I kind of fell off with it, but so good. And I can't put my finger on it. Why is that so dope? I don't know.
I think the designs look right. The dub worked.
Yeah.
Like the dub was fun. Like, it was still in the period, because my issue right now with modern anime is that the dubs, like the actors, and people might hate me for saying this, but they ain't got the right type of emotion. Like, I don't be feeling the emotion in them.
Yeah.
Like, I think they try too hard to like match whatever the anime is, and to not like flip it into your own thing, like make it American. And like, but that was still the era where it's like, you ain't know none of the voice actors, but you like, yo, Mr. Referee, bro, like, that was my guy.
Let's roll battle.
Like,
so good. Yo, I'm gonna cop a shirt with Mr. Referee on that joint. I'm gonna blow everybody away.
Mr. Referee was hard. Like, he was.
He was coming out the aquarium with a lily pad on his head.
It's like, yo, we fit to fight, bro. Like,
oh man. Oh, so just to wrap up the collecting thing. Well, I was talking to my man, and I was like, yo, I just kind of put it out there as bait. And I was like, what do you think it is? And he was just like, yeah, I don't get it. And I was like, well, what don't you get? Because we all have our nostalgia things. And he had some interesting points. One of his things was like, well, it was kind of like more of the why than the why not. It was kind of like, why do you have all of it. And I was like, well, I think that's its own compulsion, right? To just complete something. I have all of it. And I think, and this is what I kind of wrapped up the conversation with, is I think something like that was kind of created for Gen X, right? No other generation, either before or since, has had nostalgia fed back to them like us.
That's true. They learned it. They learned how to do it with that. Yeah, that's how they figured it out. Like, not only did they make things specifically mixed with this magical thing of like coolness, story, but also consumerism. But it was also able to like let it chill and then come back later and be like, hey, yo, you remember when you liked this? And you be like, oh, it's back, son.
Right, now I got a job and I'm gonna get all of them.
I ain't gotta ask nobody for nothing. Like,
no, right. You know, it's just like you would go to the Woolworth or whatever, and you know they have 4 GI Joes. You can maybe get one if Mom's wasn't mad at you.
Yeah.
You know, and nowhere in our frame of reference would you think, man, one day I'm gonna cop all of these.
Then you get old enough and you like, yo, right? I'm fitting to buy all them joints I wanted. You be thinking about how you want to like recreate an entire battle scene, a whole like diorama of like G.I. Joe versus Cobra. And he's like, if I only could make it like the commercial. And then you get old enough and they put things out, you be like, I can make it like the commercial.
Like that, you know, that consumerism was real. Like the Sears Wish catalog would come out and it had like, oh man, I wonder whose job that was to make those little scenes in the Wish book with like 30 Cobra dudes fighting Roadblock.
Bro, it had to be that job had to be fired. Like,
right.
Like it's like it had to be great. Like I don't care what nobody say. Like, because what got me wasn't really the catalog. It was literally the way Hasbro made the.
Yo, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, you kirked out for a minute. Say it again.
It was like what made me was the commercials. The commercials look so cool.
Yeah,
because they had the sets, and I was like, "Yo, why don't y'all sell the set? Like, I want that table."
Right? Yeah. You went with the rocks and like the dudes.
All that, like, I could work with just having 1 or 2 dudes, but if I had the table, I could have anybody fight on this.
You know, like all these kids lived in Denver somewhere with all these rocks and shit in the background. They like
trees and shit. I'm like
flying the helicopter over boulders and ravines
and water. I'm like, how y'all get the water in there? Like I was dumbfounded. That's what I wanted.
And it's funny, like, you know, thinking of like where I was growing up, like all those little dirty kids, ain't nobody got the hovercraft joint. Nobody got water. Where am I going to play with this hovercraft at?
A bath.
Yeah.
You take a bath just to play with the friggin' the boat.
And I would ask a couple of just like some of my older people I know now, say, yo, did you have an aircraft carrier? And it's like, yo, real talk, I had that. I'm like, oh, you throw your hands up. Like, oh, yo, that was a holy grail. Yeah. If you had that, you're rich, straight up. But at the beginning of eBay, I don't know if you remember when eBay was in its infancy and people were like selling toast on eBay for like $500. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. That was some bullshit. I was mad at people.
Before I start this story, I remember I was working at this college and we used to get the in the mailroom the LL Bean catalogs, all that like white boy stuff, and they had a copy of the cast of Dawson's Creek in the LL Bean joint, and they're free, like they just show up in your mailbox.
I remember that.
And I was like, yo, I'm going to just hold on to these. And I'd had like 5 or 6 of them. I started flipping them on eBay. I was like, Dawson's Creek, James Vanderbeek, LLB. I was flipping those joints for like $50.
Damn.
for a catalog, Maxim magazine, all that stuff. But that was like, I think also part of this whole collecting bug, eBay, and was a huge part of that.
Yes.
Because when eBay was fresh and you were just like, I wonder, ... And you just start typing stuff in there like, yo, they got it. And I remember seeing, Julian, somebody had the USS Flag, the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier, for people who don't know what that is, with 99 shipwrecks sitting on the top of the ship.
Damn.
Somebody bought 99 shipwreck figures.
Just so it looked like he have a Navy. So actually like a Navy, like,
right? You know, you're thinking about it like, yo, that would have been amazing. So good.
Yeah, somebody put some early eBay was crazy because I was using eBay to buy Mark Echo Marvel clothes back then. Because it's like, oh man, that went out. I can't find that no more. Let me see if I can find it on eBay.
Yeah.
I find it, I'll buy it, ship it. I was using it again to buy shoes. Like, I'm like, I remember there was a pair of Air Maxes I wanted bad. And I was like, I couldn't get them when they came out. I was like, hit the eBay up.
Yeah.
Get some shoes and stuff like that. Like, I sold a ton of comics on eBay. A ton of comics.
But that's all done now, right? Nobody's really checking for eBay like that anymore, are they?
Nah, man. People still use eBay. People still sell stuff.
Well, you know what? And this is the interesting segue, because I've been trying to not Marie Kondo my life, but I just realized after 25 or so years doing this stuff, I got a lot of crap. Speaking of collecting stuff, you know, you go to shows and you get stuff, or people give you things, and yo, that's cool. Let me put that in the basket. And next thing you know, you don't really have any place to put this stuff anymore. Yeah. Right. So I've been on this thing. I've been slowly trying to just move some stuff around. Like, yo, let me just let go of some of these things. And I started a marketplace on Facebook. I have a private marketplace called, you ready for it? The Jamar Marketplace.
No, that's dope. That's fine.
I'm gonna get you in there. And it's just I kind of put it on pause now for the pandemic, but you know, when this is over, I'm gonna come back. It's kind of like, yo, I got this, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something good. Yo, I got this Bruce Timm Batman animated. You need this book. Oh, yo, that's in pristine condition, yo. But, you know, something that I wouldn't want to just throw out, and I don't want to just give it away or put it in the thrift, because, you know, the stuff you have has value, right? But you may have enjoyed it enough that you don't really need it anymore. So I've been trying to figure out how to move this stuff. And now there's all these apps like Mercari and Let Go and eBay, obviously. And it's what I'm finding out is that nobody wants to pay money for anything anymore. People try to cheap you down or try to, you know, talk you down off of prices all the time. Everybody wants it cheaper and cheaper, but then they complain about the quality of it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's just say if you were trying to sell comics right now on eBay, there'd be somebody complaining about, yo, you said this was a good condition. I think this is new fare. I want my money back. You know what I'm saying?
It was never that serious for me. It was because it was mostly a bunch of trades or something. So I'm there was a period in which I was lucky enough to befriend somebody who worked in DC and work with them on something. And back then, I think they still do it. He was getting a weekly shipment of the comics, and he didn't want to. He's a Vertigo guy, and he didn't want all that stuff. So he's like, he was like, yo, I'll send them to you. So right. First of all, that's amazing. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Every week, you get a huge thing of comic books. If you was really into comics and you was like, yo, I'm fitting to read everything. Your mailbox just oh my God, I got everything that came out this week, and you just reading. But then after 6 months, you like, yo, I got everything that came out in the last 6 months, like trades and single issues, and be like, yo, what I'm gonna do with all this? And it's like, yo, I need some bread though. Go to eBay, like, yo, I got this trade, you know, the comic store cost you 15. I got it for 10, baby. It ain't cost me nothing.
Right. No, that's
about to make $10 whole dollars.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
I was pushing, bro.
You have to. And you know, and I remember when I first started doing mainstream shows, I would see a lot of comic book dudes have a little crate, a little box on their table with comps in it. and they're always just trying to, move those. Like, yo, I got these. I don't know. DC just sends them to me, but you don't see those anymore because there ain't nobody getting comps like that.
I don't know, man. They still be giving out comps like that. I think
I'm talking to the wrong people.
If you a certain name, yo, you still get that box. You still gotta be like, what am I gonna do with all this?
I'm talking to the wrong cats. Like, yo, you ain't get no cops. Oh, they gave me like 2.
Yeah. Like, nah, there's people still getting all the books, like the trades and everything. So, like, don't let people catch you slipping. Like they ain't out there, still out there blessing people because the blessings are still going out.
That's great. Here's my last thing I'll talk about flipping. There's this cat I follow on Instagram. I don't want to put all his business out there, but I don't know him. But he's turned the new flip game into, like, he how can I explain this? He kind of took the gangsterness of being like a D-boy, and he's flipping toys. Mm-hmm. So he's stunting on the ground, like holding like pistols with like ladder clips in it. But he's standing in front of a bunch of Bart Simpson plushie.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna send you his stuff, and he's just like, yo, I'm gonna show you how I wrap these packs. And he's like bagging up like toys to send to the post office. Like, nah, I be double bagging these. You know what I mean? That's how they like them. I'm flipping these birds.
He is though. He is
though. It's amazing. He did like one video where he's opening, one of his hustles that he goes to like Walmart or Target, whatever, and cleans out the clearance. Right? You know how like they might have like a whole box joint of like those blind Family Guy, they're not Legos, they're like Creos or whatever those things are. They have like 3 pieces to it. It's like head, body, legs. And he was like, yo, I'm gonna take like a whole shopping cart full of these. I take them back to the crib and I build them up, and then I flip those. And he was bagging them up like wait, he had a whole bag of Stewies. And he was like bagging it up with the twist tie. And he was like, yo, man, they can't catch me riding dirty. I got a bag of Bryans on me, and they rots. It's legal. I was like, yo, that's brilliant.
Yo, that is.
It's brilliant.
That's that Gary V logic. I don't know if you ever watched Gary V.
Yeah, I was about to say some Gary V. What they call it now is retail arbitrage.
Yeah,
is what they call it.
He's like, if you don't really want to get money if you ain't at the garage sale every Saturday.
Right, yeah. You still asleep? You still in the bed?
I'm like, damn, Gary.
Let me get my 8 hours.
Like, damn, bro. The garage sale, Gary V?
Gary V, you at the swap meet? Really?
And he do be out there be like, yo, I can't be mad. He be getting his money.
Yeah, I saw those. And part of it, I guess I'm not done with my hoarding questions, but part of my thing is like I'm friends with a couple of YouTubers who were like video game man cave YouTube collecting guys.
Okay.
So it's almost like every twist there's like a bunch of dudes who are doing it real big, and there's these guys who are like heavy in the retro video game scene, and there's some cats who like they show off their man caves what it just looks like a Blockbuster video up in there.
That's hilarious.
Right? And they're like, yo, this one cat has like full, complete USA retail sets of video game collections. It's like, here's the complete Sega Genesis US collection. All of it. Even like, when you go to the Walgreens and they got those joints that nobody is ever going to buy, he got all of those.
That's too much.
Well, see, here you go. This is where I was trying to get you to. Like, there's got to be
because some of them games is trash.
Yeah, but it's not even about that. And this is funny. Like some of the big thing for the longest time was Nintendo, right? The NES tapes. See, I'm showing my age. I call them tapes. So old we are. Those are still heavy. Anything Nintendo was always going to have a worth to it. And apparently the most expensive Nintendo games are the ones that came out right before it died out. So like it was like 90, I don't know, what did NES start dying at? Like 90, 94, 95. Yeah. And they're like garbage games. It's like the Flintstones, Bedrock Capers or something. It's not even like good stuff.
Yeah, it's trash.
Yeah, but it's just they didn't make a lot of them because nobody wanted it anymore. And those are like the holy grails now. But yeah, these guys, man, they talk about this heavy. Like, yo, we go to the garage sales, and I tricked this old lady out of giving me her complete Dreamcast collection.
That's terrible.
It's kind of dirty. Some of those guys be pretty greasy in the way they do business. And once in a while, one of the guys will feel bad and go back and flip them another $20. Like, you know what? Here, I'm gonna give you some more money for this. And one of them used to give you tips, like, all right, if you're going to be out here heavy doing this garage sale life, I'm going to give you some tips. If always ask for things that you don't see. Like, hey, good morning, how y'all doing? You got any Nintendo? Well, no. Well, Sega Genesis, Dreamcast. Oh yeah, I have a Dreamcast. Yeah, can I come in the house and see it? Like, you keep pushing. You push them and push them and push them until. Like they used to have videos. That's the thing. Like they'll have like the spy glass joint. The guy had like the dummy glasses on and taping these people. And they go down in people's basements and like going through the shoe boxes. Like, yo, how much you want for all of this? Let me ask my husband. No, never mind that. I'll give you 50. Oh, okay. They just
that sounds exploitative.
They kind of strong arm it. They're not all like that, but I think that's like once you get into that predator mode. Like you gotta get it,
Man, if it gets to that point, like let's say with video games, like I'll just go download the ROM, bro. I'll just go pirate that shit. Like
yeah, you don't need it that bad. Right?
Like I want to play it. The game got to be fire. Like the game not fire, I don't care.
Right. Like
I'm out here buying Street Fighters, bro. Like they came out with the collection. I don't even need to buy no. I don't need this. I don't need the old shit. I can just play the new joint. And I got all the Street Fighters on my Switch and my PlayStation 4. I'm straight.
Right, straight.
You don't. This work.
You're not trying to get that ultra rare Japanese PC Engine joint. Like you ain't trying to do all of that.
Because it probably play trash now. If somebody was like, "Hey, Julian, somebody got this Street Fighter Alpha 2 arcade cabinet for $50," I might be like, "Yo, who got the truck? Who we trying to go get this?"
Word, right.
We about to relive 96.
We going back. You splitting a quarter on somebody. Do you, I don't know if you know about this new scene, but in the video game thing, they got these arcade one-up cabinets.
Bro, I want every single one of them shits that I don't have a house.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. And I think, I don't know, people like the collector dudes will say like, yeah, they take those and they flip them. There's already a mod community for those.
Yeah, I know.
Nope. You know all about that. People just, the minute they get them, they're like, yo, I flipped these buttons out for the Sanwa joints.
Yeah,
with the 8 gate and all of that. Got the marquee with the light up bezel. Like, just people talking this language. It's like alien language.
Because it's like they came out with the first one. I was like, oh, this is crazy. But then it came out with like the Street Fighter 2 joint. I was like, oh, bro. Then they came out with the Mortal Kombat joint, with Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. I was like, oh, got no room. Then they came out with the Ninja Turtles full players.
The Ninja Turtles, yeah, the Ninja Turtles, yeah.
Bro, like, why y'all doing this to me?
Yeah, that's hurtful. Yeah.
Marvel superheroes with X-Men on it too. I was like, yo, why this hurt? And now they're about to come out with the NBA Jam one.
Yeah,
with the Wi-Fi for the internet play. Jamar,
put your password in. Put your birth date in. We going in.
I want Smash All with the Charlotte Hornets.
That's so good.
Larry Johnson, Kendall Gill, I'm busting people's ass.
How can you not own that? It's like, that's the nostalgia.
I literally don't have the space. Literally, that would hurt my heart.
You have to play that in the hallway.
Like, I got a studio apartment. Like, I don't have the space.
I'm waiting. If they come out with Double Dragon, like a Double Dragon Renegade Double Dragon 2 joint, I gotta come.
Oh wow, that'd be special.
Yeah, Double Dragon's that's my deal right there. Because they said, I don't know if you remember Renegade, that came out before Double Dragon.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
they say that's the first beat 'em up.
Yeah,
game for real. And the Double Dragon came out, and that's that game is so hard, it's ridiculous.
All them games is super hard, and they all got like a story. When I started figuring out, like, hold up, like you mean that like all Alabama's and River City Ransom and Double Dragon all exist in the same world?
It's in the universe.
And like the River City Ransom are the kids, but the like Double Dragon was a grown adults, but like
did they play dodgeball?
Yeah, they play dodgeball and like tennis, bro. Like but the Double Dragon guys got a dojo. If you want to get better, you go to them niggas that get more moves. I'm like, hold up. Like, tell me more. And how come no one licenses this as a comic for real yet? Like,
it's crazy, right? I mean, that's got a storied history now.
And you just punch people in the face, like.
I was gonna say barf.
Like you hit Bobby with that knee when you grab them. And by the back of their head, and they just knee him in the face and then throw him over the shoulder. I'm like, yo, Billy and Jimmy Lee ain't no joke, man.
It's so good. I don't have the Switch, but they just put out a collection with all of those joints on it.
Yeah,
like all. Did you see that with the Kunio Coons on there? All of them, and they're all Americanized too.
What you gotta play is that River City Girls.
Oh, I saw that. I haven't played it, but I saw like a playthrough. That's like right up my alley, man. It's so good.
Yo. It's beautiful. You just be beating the hell out of people, yo. You just these girls, you just beating them up, and they got like little comic cutscenes and then like full animated like intros. I'm like, yo, like I want all games to be like that.
Yeah, why can't they? Well, did you see the Streets of Rage 4 is coming out?
I can't wait to buy it.
Yeah. And they had a physical. See, now I'm talking all this nerd stuff. They did a special run. What is it called? Limited run games. One of those companies. They're doing a physical release on Switch and PS4. You gotta cop that, man.
Yeah, I just want to beat people up. Like I saw the physical release and I was like, I don't really need the Genesis box because.
Oh yeah.
Like I ain't have a Genesis, so I don't have that same like.
Yeah.
Nostalgia, but yo, Streets of Rage was hard. That joint had the little startup like. The police won't help you type of shit. Like they was also fuck the police like way early and nobody was paying attention. Like, oh yeah, they're like the police is trash. You gotta do this yourself.
Police, no, that's Final Fight. That's what that is. With my man Mike Hagar was
Mike Hagar's the government, bro. He was literally the mayor. It's like, let me get out here, take my shirt off.
I'm about to handle mine,
Me and my daughter's boyfriend and his best friend about to go through the whole city and beat the hell out of the toughest gang.
Oh,
I don't need no police off. You had to fight a dirty cop. Like, damn, like
yo, you know that level where you fight the cop, and we was in college, and my man had that on the Super Nintendo, and he was fighting the cop. And like right before he comes out, he's like chewing gum and he spits the gum out. You know, you pick the gum up and get all your health back.
Yep.
I was like, yo, like that blew my head off.
Like that's first of all, that's nasty, but it's awesome.
Oh, I love it, man. How can you not like video games? Are there people out there that just don't like video games?
I think that's dying down though. Like
everybody plays now. Man.
Everybody plays some type of game and they're on their phone. They might not consider themselves a video gamer, but like if you play longer than 5 minutes, you a gamer. Like that's it's over. And also I think with the sports being canceled right now, when you really truly pivot to like showing like video games on TV with people like commentating, the whole joint going to shift. The whole joint going to shift. People gonna be like, everybody gonna play video games.
Yo, I didn't think about it that way because people are still like scratching their heads about esports. Like, wait, what? You make money playing Halo or whatever? Like, they didn't get that, but they're going to get it soon.
They're going to get it soon because I think the problem with it is this. It's like, it's still really, and maybe if a gamer hears it, they might hate it. Like, it's still really nerdy. Like, if you show a regular person Fortnite or Counter-Strike or any of these things where you running around as a first person view and you like shoot somebody and the person does a little stupid dance or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, bet. But I'm telling you, it's the hood logic. Back in the day, we talked about this before. People played Madden, they played a basketball game, they played fighting games, and they played racing games. If you show that to any American person, and they already did it, Fox Sports One already did it with the NASCAR. They did the video game NASCAR, and they had millions of people watching it. If you show Bama's Madden, I'm telling you, people will watch. I remember growing up, like especially once the graphics got to a certain level. Yeah. My family would come over for Thanksgiving and they would just watch me play Madden with my homie. Yeah. It was like, it's football.
It's football. What?
Like, at that point, it's like, it's not that much different. The cameras are the same.
Yeah.
Like, you watching the plays, you're not seeing that. And they do the little cutaways in the cinematics now. They got commercials in it. Like,
yeah.
Like, bro, like, it's just like, I'm still mad. Like, the NBA, I ain't got no NBA, man. Like, I'm like, if they don't start putting 2K on TV so I can watch something.
That's tough, man. I know people hurt out there. Yo, I just watched this thing on YouTube. I like live on YouTube. I don't even watch TV anymore. Somebody did a little retrospective on NFL 2K5. Remember that? They were like, they said hands down, this is the best football game of all time.
Facts.
Nothing of all time. Bro, you got wistful when I said that.
Yo, I still feel the way every time I buy something from EA Sports because of the bullshit they pull.
Yep.
Well, because of that game, rights to the NFL because 2K was bro, the TO cover. I still got that Xbox Live game. I got the Xbox, original Xbox. It had ESPN in it. It had first person mode. It had everything. Like,
the franchise mode, all of that.
It was perfect. It was perfect in 2004. Like, it was it.
Right.
They could put that out right now, just upgrade the graphics, and everybody be like, I bet. Like, I don't need no more football games. Just give me new rosters.
They have the Sports Center joint at halftime with Chris Berman from Bristol.
I was so amazed. I'm like, they got the Sports Center in it. Yo, you just sitting there, it's like, they got Sports Center. I'm like, oh man, this is what I'm talking about. Like, and EA pulled that bullshit, and I ain't buy Madden since.
You still holding your breath on that.
Still tight. I'm still tight.
Yeah, that changed the game. Everybody had 2K5.
Yo.
Yeah, that changed everything. And I was just thinking, it's like, yo, I want to play that right now. Yo. I still got my save somewhere. Yo. Who was you running with at 2K5? Who was your squad?
Oh man, well, you know what? I was still kind of loyal to the home team, so I was still playing with the Washington football team back then.
Okay.
And I was always a 49ers fan, so I was playing with the 49ers too.
Who was the quarterback back then?
Shoot, I don't remember. I'm so disassociated from football. I done forgot things.
I had in the franchise mode, I was playing with the Giants, and my dude was Tiki Barber.
Oh, Tiki Barber was nice.
Tiki Barber was crushing them. Also Priest Holmes for the Chiefs was killing them back then.
Oh man,
it's so good.
It was. Oh, that was man. I'm telling you, it ain't been the same since. But I'm still saying, like, if they put that on TV on a Sunday, I'm telling you, that joint probably get a good couple million viewers. People would be like, yo, man, you get some really people who know how to play. Yeah. And be like,
they nice with it, yeah.
And with some commentators in between, yo, I'm telling you, not the little in-game commentator, but you get people actually commentating live. Like, yo, I'm telling you, I would be like, yo, I can live with Madden. Like, I can live with this. Like, ooh. And I still, oh man, 2K was so good.
It's so good. What are you into the fighting game community now? Are you down with all of the Evo tournaments and
I want Evo every year.
Yeah.
Once it got to a point where people can stream, I'm like, oh, you mean I could just, because it's like, I like that the fighting game community, as it's called, rebuilt itself. Yeah. Because the mid 2000s was terrible. Like, there was no arcades.
Yeah. Oh, that's horrible time.
Capcom stopped putting out joints. All you had was Tekken 4 and some Soul Calibers and Smash Brothers. and like playing old games. And I wouldn't say there was clearly a community. Like I would go to Shoryuken, like you could see like, but everything had communities back then.
Yeah,
but to see it back, and it's like, yeah, I really like it. Like I don't go out there, I don't put myself out there.
Yeah.
But lo and behold, like if everybody want to get this work, hey, they can holler at me. But like I still play, like I'm still watching. Like I watch Evo. Like that's to me, that's like that's the NFL playoffs for me.
Yeah, that's the new shit right there.
That's the March Madness. Like I got it on the big screen. I'm sitting here like, yo, hitting friends up like, yo, you saw what Blase Blah just did with that Tekken joint?
Yeah, I like. I'm not super into it, but like I know most of the big name guys, and it's just incredible. And like I was always a scrub at those fighting games. Like my man would come over, we'd play some Super Street Fighter 2, and he would just like laugh and kick me in the face because I just said, it was bad, man. I'm never gonna say I was hot, but like I got good with Fei Long. That was my dude because he was fast. But, you know, my man would he would come over, put on some Dalsim and just like humiliate me for like 30 rounds. And he was like, man, you got to learn how to block. I'm like, oh. Like, you know, you have to learn later there's tactics to it, you know, and then you start watching the pro dudes and they got names for everything. It's like, yo, man, you know, dudes playing footsies, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I gotta do homework.
Yeah, like it's cross ups, there's cancel. Yeah, cross all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I ain't ready.
Rush downs. You know, there's like, you know, zoning. It's like all this stuff. It's like what? Like yeah, and like when we talking tonight, like so like yesterday, because you know yesterday everybody was talking about like it's the 30th anniversary of the Ninja Turtles movie, and I was like, yeah, it is. That's a very important. I didn't see it until my birthday, which is on April 9th, but it was a very important day. But the other important day to me was that was the day in the year 2000 that in Japan on Dreamcast, Capcom put out Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Ooh.
And me and the homies, I was in college then, got in our friend's car. We drove to Chinatown. We got to the ill spot. I don't think none of these spots is there no more. Went to the spot, went down
the import joint, right?
The import joint was like, we got in line. Was like, each got our copy. Fresh. I still got this copy. Came back to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Put it in the modded Dreamcast. Started it up in like one of the dormitory little lobby rooms with a big screen TV, right?
The lounge joint, the commuter lounge.
Yeah, we hit the Dreamcast up. And we had the music like, yo, we back with it. And people was waiting for us. We was like, hit that Capcom. Hit that doom. That little jazzy music was like, oh, we in the crib, we in the house. We gotta go to the arcade no more.
No, it was over.
And we didn't even have all the characters yet, because all the characters weren't even out in the arcade yet. We was like, yo, this is fire, but like we only got like 12 characters and there's like 56 boxes, bro. Like,
oh, right, you had to unlock them, right? Well, points, like gamer points. I can't remember how that would work, right?
In the Japanese version, you had to take the VMU to the arcade to play in the arcade, and you had to play on the home version, and you had to play online to get all the things necessary to get all the characters open, right?
I love it, yeah.
Because in America, by the time it came out on Dreamcast in America, they got rid of that, and you could just open the characters up by playing.
Right.
You know, in Japan, they got the better arcades where you can take VMUs and stick them in the machine and do stuff. It's like, then we were like, yo, how are we gonna get these characters? So I think one of us got the connection for the Dreamcast online joint, right?
Oh,
then somebody else had the keyboard. Like I had the internet connection. I don't
you had to put it together.
Yo, we had to team up like the A team on that shit. We got all that shit together. I found the file, download the file, we put it on the VMU, copied on everybody else's VMU. Still got that file to this day.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
Got all the characters and all the characters open out. We was like, it was like, yo, this everybody's in this. Yo, there's two Wolverines. Wolverines. Right. Yeah, one of them got bone claws. It was like, oh, because I'm sitting here, I'm the comic book guy. I'm like, oh, that one got bone claws. And it was like, that just happened. It was like, this in the game, bro. Like, damn.
You got minds were blown.
Yo, I was like, yo, and then it's like, because before we even got the characters, I was like, yo, if they got Iron Man, they already had like Iron Man, and it was like, yo, if they got War Machine and Doctor Doom, I'm gonna pick them. That's gonna be my team. I'm gonna call them Supreme Clientele because it's Ghostface, Raekwon, and Capadonna. And I was like, yo, they opened up, and I got them, and I was whooping people for a cold month because they was unstoppable.
Yeah, that's a killer team up right there.
It's like,
you can't squash that.
But yeah, like, you know, when it comes to like fighting games, I think about it like that. I think about like coming home from college, going to the local arcades, fighting people, practicing at home, then going back to college, and then like going around different spots in New York City, like in like Times Square and in Chinatown
Fair,
like all that places, and just like fighting people and playing the game. And it's just like that shit went away. So the fact that it kind of came back and like fighting games came back, thanks to like Street Fighter 4, and it got popping again, is good, and like Mortal Kombat's good, and like yo, Dragon Ball got a fight, and it's a beautiful, and it's just like,
yo, that's an amazing game.
Yo, it's just, yeah, man, it's just like, dang, like fighting games. That's why. See, I think that's the games that's the hardest for people to get into in the pro scene.
Yeah.
But it's also like the ones where the players can last the longest, because it's like you ain't gotta click fast. Like in the other games, you just like how fast you click, how fast your fingers can move without you getting carpal tunnel in your hands to like click off fast or whatever. Like
yeah.
Like, no, I know I can beat people because I know all of Ryu's moves for 30 years. Like now it comes down to strategy. Now it's like real martial arts. It's like, yo, I know the whole style. Be like, I'm just gonna get nice at old age. I'm just gonna know when to hit you.
Oh, I love it, man. So who was like, say if you're playing vanilla Street Fighter, who was your dudes? You're a Ryu guy?
You mean what, Street Fighter 2?
Yeah.
First of all, I started with Chun-Li because when you press the kick button more than a couple times, she started kicking. And I was like, I still remember the day when I first played Street Fighter 2, I was like, oh, I could just do this. I could just press this button a lot and she gonna do something. Amazing. Amazing. But then like I got into like Blanca again. You press the button, now you start shocking people, but then you start figuring out the charging moves.
Right.
But then, you know, you fall into the Ryu and Ken bag.
Yeah.
And then when I get older, I go back to Guile because, you know what I'm saying, that charging up, that's something. Like, right, you got to charge up. You can't just do a motion and come out. You got to charge. Like, you got to, like, I want to hold back while I'm jumping in the air. I'm going to kick you, and I'm going to hit you with the sonic boom. I'm going to hit you with that flash kick. Like, it's strategy in that, bro. Like,
I love that thrust knee he do on people. That's just dirty.
And the suplex he be getting, bro. That's all the wrestling in you. Like, it was like, yo, he got that karate chop. He got the freaking suplex, bro. Like, he go that upside down kick where he like somehow flip upside down and kick you in your face. And he got a high top fade. Like, oh, this is amazing.
Did you like all the ancillary Guile people like Charlie and Nash? Charlie's a favorite. Everybody loves Charlie
because he's the dead homie. You've been hearing about the dead homie for years, and you get Street Fighter Alpha, you be like, oh, the dead homie he just got a vest on, man. He don't got no shirt. He got a vest on.
How 90s is that?
Like some shoes, and he wear glasses, bruh. I was like, he like Super Charlie Brown because he be kicking. He does a flip kick that's just like Charlie Brown when he try to kick the football.
He gets the football joint,
He kicked the shit out of people.
Yeah, I love it.
But then he died. Like, oh, it's like this is.
That's tragic.
And he looks so cool. And
you know, the funny thing about people who just don't get Street Fighter is like that's a whole like world building thing. Everybody know the Street Fighter lore, like it's real. You know what I mean?
The funny thing with fighting games as a whole, people don't understand it's like an entire story for all of them.
Right.
And that's what like kind of keeps you coming back, like beyond playing. Yeah. Because if you playing all these hours, you getting these endings, like you're like, oh, now you show me more.
Right. Right? That's so good. What did you think about Darkstalkers and all the Vampire Saviors and all that?
Love them games.
Yeah.
Because those games is the first games that look like anime.
Yeah. That was changing everything.
Like when you saw, like you sit down, you playing Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, right? It's like, all right, it still look like Street Fighter 2. Like,
right.
You know, they drew them characters on the computer with the pixels,
right.
and they look cool, right? But then like you look over, and it's like, what's this new game like? Capcom made this. Is like, oh, that's hand drawn. Like,
yeah.
This looks like that look like the stuff you would see in some random bootleg anime you got from somebody because they just gave you the tape and the tracking's all bad. But like it's like a game that plays like, and it's monsters and it's like it's a wolf man that's like a kung fu artist. Like how, like a zombie with a guitar and his like rib cage can stab you. It's like, what's going on?
But did you get into like when Street Fighter 2 was the most amazing thing ever, and they started having all those knockoffs like World Heroes, and you know I know a lot of people who don't really cut for Fatal Fury and like King of Fighters and all of that.
No.
Like
I love SNK.
Yeah, you gotta love SNK.
Like SNK is very important to me.
Oh, you got mad series. I can hear your voice change.
Yo, I got the. Don't you know they came out with like their little mini was like a little mini arcade?
Yes, you got.
I bought that with the controllers.
Yeah,
I bought the Japanese one because the Japanese one had all the King of Fighters. Yeah, it has all the King of Fighters from '94 until 2003 on it.
You need to put your reading glasses on. It's mad tiny though.
Yo, you can hook it up to your TV, so it's all.
Oh, word! I didn't know you could do that. That's what's up.
And you got Fatal Furies and Samurai Showdowns on it.
Oh, Samurai! Say no more. Samurai.
So it's like I remember when Fatal Fury first comes, like, oh, this kind of look like a fake Street Fighter, but then you look at like Terry Bogard look hard though. Like he got jeans, like the little rip off, the jacket with the rip off sleeves, and like a trucker hat. That's like that's like the most white boy fighter ever. Like, but you fuck with him because he just had like a punch and like a power wave and like a different flip kick, and then like
that flip kick. Yeah.
His brother was a ninja, and they had a kickboxer in it, like Joe Higashi. Like, oh, look at that guy, and then like. You get the Geese Howard, bro. Like,
oh, Geese is my dude.
Geese Howard, he like, yo, like he take the little joint off so his chest can be exposed. Like you ain't nothing. Like he was like Lex Luthor of fighting games. Like he's just a rich dude that's smart, but it's like, nah, I'm gonna beat y'all up with my bare hands. It's like, yo, hey, yo, you kick him off a building like Die Hard. Jamar, like what's like, if you want to talk about story though, like the story in SNK games get super. They really be writing one story, and you be like, I'm playing like Art of Fighting.
Right.
Like, what do you mean this takes place before Fatal Fury? Like, what do you mean there's a Young Geese Howard in 2? Like, I gotta play 2.
Young Geese. So good.
I love it, bro. Like that's another thing I collect, like the little mini systems, but it's just for the joints I care about. Like the American Neo Geo joint got like all the Metal Slugs. So I'm gonna buy that one when it's cheap, just because I love Metal Slug.
There's nothing better than Metal Slug. But
I had to get the Japanese first because all the King of Fighters, bro, in one thing. Oh, I can give out all the work at any time.
Did you see there's this company called Bitmap Books that do these kind of like retrospective hardback video game books, and they've been doing them like they did like an NES one, they did an SNES one, they did a Neo Geo one, they just did a Metal Slug one. Right. Ooh. So check this out, because you know, like all the designs and the cartoon art is dope anyway, right? Check this out, and I miss it. I'm still kicking myself. The special edition cover is got a dust jacket with all the icons on it. You can push them for the power ups. What? So you just press the S and it goes shotgun, rocket launcher.
What? Why'd you tell me about this?
You can't find it now. They're all gone.
Oh, okay, good. Because I would
Oh my
Hit that
goodness.
Avia flamethrower.
Drop shots.
Yo, when they made 6 and they like added the Akari Warriors in it from SNK, from like
Ralph
King
and
of
Clark.
Fighters, and I was like, and then like you can do like Ralph's punch against like a bad guy, like wow. I'm like, oh, they got their super moves in it. I was like, oh, this is the best one.
There's nothing better than that, man.
That game was so amazingly like made. The animation, like it was so expressive. When I first played, I was like, what the hell is this? Like,
Yeah.
like it's like Contra, but like better.
Yeah. But better, right? Yeah.
Like it looks like a little cartoon, but it's gangster because they ride around in tanks shooting like Nazis. And then there's like aliens. It's like, where did the alien come from?
Oh my god, I love Metal Slug. That's man, that just makes the hair on the back of your arm stand up, man.
It got so many banging games, and the Neo Geo cabinet was great because it gave you a choice.
Yeah,
They had 5 games, and be like, man, I feel like playing this right now. Bong, put the quarters in. You'd be like, oh man, I'm about to. Also got this Neo Geo X thing they came out with like some years back. That like
the X system, right? That had games on it. No, I know what you're talking about.
And they had like little SD cards with games.
Yeah,
you can put it into like a dock that looks like the old Neo Geo connected to the TV. I bought that. Like now I know it's like hard to get, but I got the whole thing with the joystick and I bought the super duper SD card that had all the games on it. It comes in like a case that looks like the actual case that the games will come in. Because remember
the clamshell joint,
the big like Betamax tape box,
giant boxes,
that the games used to come in, and it's like, oh man. So it's like I got like two whole like retro versions of the Neo Geo.
Oh, you need it
because it's the Neo Geo though. Like again, this goes back to the beginning. Like a Neo Geo would cost $650 in like 1990 money.
That's what, like maybe 1,200 back in 19. Not now.
Yeah, man, that's like a computer. Like that's a MacBook.
Yo, I don't know anybody that had a Neo Geo because if you had one, you wouldn't tell anybody because you totally get Vic for that.
Nah, like I went to like an art middle school, like a magnet art middle school. So I met like it was like say it's more diverse than the regular like black school. So you meet some white kids, and like one white kid was like, yeah, I got one of those. And me and all the little homies, white, black, Asian, Latin, no matter. We was like, you got a Neo Geo? How? It's $600 in the car. Like, just like the cartridges are so expensive.
Yeah.
Like, this kid was rich. Was he lying or telling the truth? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
This is like, it's like, real life was actually like these shows people watch, when they watch Stranger Things, it's like life used to actually kind of be like that. You would never know what people say unless you go to their house.
Yeah, they go see it for yourself. But yeah, I mean, that's even in this new video game collectors thing I'm into. People are still trying to cop Neo Geo games, and they're still expensive. They're even more expensive now.
Yeah, I know. I would just get the ROM, bro. Like, I don't.
Yeah, you ain't trying to do all that. Yeah. But yeah, if somebody, and I'm on a couple of Facebook groups where they, it's all flexing. They're just like flex groups. We're like, yo, check out this thing in my basement. And people are like, word. And this dude was like, yo, look, I copped this Neo Geo from the pawn shop. People are like, come on, man. With like 9 games for like $50.
Who up on a Neo Geo, man? Nah, man, people got the internet. Like them joints was literally expensive when they came out.
Yeah, I think the carts were like $180 new then. And would you say 94, something like that? Yeah.
And by the time you get to like, let's say like 98 or something, the cartridge was like $300.
Yeah.
If you want like King of Fighters 97.
Yeah.
I would look again, being in New York, you be in a little Chinatown spot, you looking in the back. The premium spot is the Neo Geo spot because it's all the stuff you can't afford.
That's under glass, right? They had it under the case. Right?
Nah, they had it in the far back. You can't even look at it up close. You gotta stare at that joint like the guitar in Purple Rain. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, I love it with the light coming down on
it. I ain't have no Apollonia to buy me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, hey, look! I don't know if you can look in the chat, but I just sent you the little metal slug joint. You can see that real quick.
That joint might make me mad.
Yeah, look at it. It's only 20 seconds.
Oh my god!
Just watch it. Press a button.
See, I'm gonna mess around and look this up on eBay.
Man, it might set you back half a stack if you can find one. I think the collection when it came out was like 180, 200.
I would have paid that.
I would have. Yeah, I missed it. It was like one of those wake up at 8 o'clock and put your name in type of thing.
Oh yeah, I would have paid that. I would have paid that. 200? Bet. Here. You mean I can press a button? It's gonna say shotgun. Like, bruh.
Rocket Lounger.
Like if this is a rapper who ain't got that joint and just like sampling that joint for the NPC, so you shotgun, shotgun. Like, oh, he's spitting bars.
Yeah, it's so good. Yo, how are you holding up during the quarantine? We haven't even mentioned that.
Bruh, man, I go to work every day. I guess I'm essential, man. I gotta go to work every day. And I gotta fix computers all day.
Yeah.
For people so they can work at home.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, you're essential personnel. Has it impacted your life just kind of maneuvering through the city?
Nah, man, because it's like I've been on some real like solo dolo stuff for the past year and a half or 2 years.
Yeah. So
if I just don't go out as much.
Yeah.
The weird thing now is that when I do go out, yo, there's nobody outside.
Yeah.
Occasionally I see like a white person jogging. Which I'm like, should you really be jogging right now? But
right. Hey, you got to get a good run in.
I'm like, you can do some planks in the house and some steps or whatever. You can do your cardio in the crib, but
get your Peloton going.
But like, it's weird. It's like weird on like it feels kind of Omega Man-ish. Like I go to work.
Oh, definitely.
I go in my building, like I see the guards, but then after a while, like I don't see anybody for like 4 hours.
It's just you, right? There's nobody else on your floor. It's just you in your building.
I don't see nobody till the cleaning people come through at the end of the day.
Wow.
And they're the skeleton crew too.
Do you slide around in your socks because there ain't nobody there?
Nah, man. Like I only wear my socks in the house. Like like I don't take my Nikes off when I'm not in the house. Like when I'm outside, like why am I taking my shoes off? Like I know people's like, I don't want to track dirt in my house. And I was like, I don't know if your house is clean enough for me to put my socks on in your house.
They're nothing worse than dirty socks, man.
It's like, yo, like I gotta put these back in my shoes. Like my shoes are special. You see, they don't look cheap. They are expensive.
So you kind of keep like a Japanese house. You got to take your kicks off and put on these slippers when you come to the crib.
Like I don't really care because I got a Swiffer wet jet, man. I'll just clean you. I'll clean up after you.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, it's funny for a lot of my creative friends. And, you don't really want to say this too loud, but a lot of us are like, yeah, man, it's not like much change because we home anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, I know it's difficult for a lot of people, even just being bunched up with your whole family, if you rock like that,
Yeah.
Like.
No, go ahead. My bad.
No, you good. Go.
I'm more thinking about how this has affected people who are freelancers.
Yeah.
And their rent payments and their bill payments and they're making money and people cutting back on things because they're not getting any money because they can't sell anything. And I'm kind of worried about the comics industry.
Oh, yeah. Because the Diamond thing's not good right now.
Diamond thing's not good because, like, what do you mean you can't pay the people you get the books from? Like, what do you mean you're that cash strapped or your margins are that low that you can't pay the people for the books? Alone, not only did you like shut down for, as you say, for like the safety of your staff and this, that, and the third, but you can't pay for things. Like how many? And if you can't pay them, how many of these smaller publishers gonna fold? Yeah. How many of these stores gonna fold after not being open for a month? And like, will they be able to get the small business loan? Will they be able to get in the time before the people kick them out? Or they get so far behind, it doesn't matter how much of a loan they get, they will never be able to pay back the loan. Because I just don't believe what the government's going to say, how they just going to like, oh yeah, once it's over, we're just going to wipe away all the debt. Like, nah, that's not how you work.
That's not how that works, yeah.
Like, none of these people are like Bank of America or Citibank. Y'all don't wipe away their debts. But, and even with the thing, with the push against, like there was a thing, you know, when DC was going through the whole, we're going to find other ways to distribute and also put out books digitally. And then people want to, like the stores kind of go against them, people's kind of go against them. I'm like, yeah, you guys know they still paying people to make comic books.
Right.
Like, they still have to make money to offset the cost of making their books.
Yeah.
Like, and while like bigger creators might be able to be okay, and like they could take a hit on not getting their like royalties or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody smaller might be like, they might just be fresh in the game. They might like, yo, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get called up to the majors so I can make a book with some royalties and I can like do things like pay down debts or buy a house or do some things. Like all this has certain effects. And it seems weird because I think the way the comic industry works, no other entertainment industry works, because I don't see nobody caring about the theater industry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just shut down.
And like, I gotta be honest, like people who work at a movie theater probably make less than people who work at a comic book store.
Yeah.
Because most of those people don't even have full-time gigs.
Right.
And like they cancel movies or they putting them straight on the digital. Like, like we don't even care about when you open back up.
This is unprecedented.
And it's weird to see, and it just makes me think, like, you know how it is in the black community, how it was like, yo, if you can get a good government job, you straight.
Right.
And then I was sitting the other day, I was like, well, damn. Like when I got this job, like a lot of people in my family was like, word, like you got a good government job. Like you straight. Like don't mess this up.
Right.
And it's like, I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, it's a whole ass pandemic. It's like the Omega Man outside, but like, you know what? I'm getting paid every 2 weeks.
Right.
I know my job isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because my job is to make sure other people's jobs are good.
You're essential.
And it's like, damn, like to think about it, like I never, you know, some people's like, why don't you just quit your job and you can focus on your art? I'm like, bruh, like the electric company don't care about dreams, bro. Like,
yo, man, you ain't never say something truer than that. They do not care about your dreams.
I just took too many L's, man. Like I know what it is. Like, yo, they want their money on time, bro.
You cannot mess with the electric company.
It's like, yo, I like eating and I like the internet. Like, I can't let this go. So until I get the real serious super bag, I'm gonna keep this government job, bro.
Well, maybe we could talk about this real quick, and then I should probably go.
Yeah,
this is always entertaining, man. I love chopping it up with you. Do you think, because, you know, we both know cats who are deep in the game on both sides. Like, I know cats, like I have a day job. I know cats who haven't had a day job in 30 years, right? Do you think one way or the other, has the dream shifted? Like, is it like smart now to even think about like, well, okay, yeah, you pencil these books, but you should probably have a little side thing anyway. Like, is the gig economy turned to comic book illustrators too? Like, should we be thinking that way also?
I almost think sometimes that if people can completely just work on comics, you either live in a place that don't have a high cost of living.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or you got support.
Yeah.
And you're privileged to do so. Because I think most of the world, especially now, especially like people our age and then like the older millennials and even the younger folks now, it's like you can't just have one hustle. You got to have like 2 to 3 hustles.
Yeah.
it's almost been taught to us now. It's like the whole idea of streams of income. Like you gotta have multiple streams, and you gotta get those streams. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you can make comics. Maybe you might not be timely, and those who can say they could draw a comic book and they can get paid a good income, and then they sell their art. Like more power to them. But like, lo and behold, somebody supported you to let you rock that way.
Yo, that's real rap.
Because a lot of us just had to go to work.
Yeah, that's real rap. But I also know some cats who have just been in the game, and this is, I guess, that's the sliding scale of this. I know some cats have been in the game so long they couldn't go to work if you told them to. If you put a gun to their head and say, "Go get a job," they don't know how to do nothing except draw comics. You know what I mean? Like, I think they would just probably figure out another hustle or another gig or another hustle before they would ever put on a visor and step into some store. You know what I mean? And like it's out of the scope now, That's weird because like if the man who played Elvin on the Cosby Show could go work at Trader Joe's, right. I don't want to hear nothing from you. Like, and this man's money was messed up because of all the shit with Cosby. So I'm like, this man got up. He's a Broadway actor. He is a theater actor. He's theater. He's a thespian. And where was he at? At Trader Joe's, baby. Trader Joe's, son. Yeah. Like, if you don't get your ass to Sam's Club or BJ's or Costco and get this money, put this vest on. Like, I don't even understand. Like, I get it. Like, art is art or whatever. But, like, I think what people are figuring out is that in a lot of ways, the last 70 or so years is different, right? Yeah. It's because before that, art was literally something of privilege. Either rich people liked you because you were so talented, they supported you. Yeah. Or you were already rich and you were like the third or fourth child. And they didn't have to worry. Like the older siblings were the one who's going to take over the legacy so you could do something like make art. Yeah. So like the American experiment, the 20th century is a weird century. It probably doesn't fit. It's an outlier. And we're kind of going back to basically because of, income inequality and the way capitalism works. We're kind of going back to things that was in the 19th to 18th century in terms, but we got supercomputers in our pockets instead. Right. Like, I don't know how the world's going to shift when we going to get that good robotic slave labor, and there's a lot of people who going to lose their jobs. And people don't value art as it is now. People don't even really value music. Like, we like music, but nobody pays for it. You listen to it streaming. And most people listen to a streamer for free. So like if people don't value music, if people don't value visual art, if people really don't value like we kind of value theater, but it's like for rich people. Right. Like what's next? Like people like I love comics. Comics ain't that special though. That people can't cut it out. Like we ain't built like other countries. Right. Like manga ain't going nowhere in Japan. Yeah. Like it's not going nowhere in South Korea. Like it's not going nowhere in like France and Spain and all that. They're gonna still seeing this art here. Like y'all just care about Superman and Batman and like the Avengers. Like right. And then like kids comics are making a big boom, so that's great. Like they get money. Yeah. So, but it's weird. Like I don't know how it's gonna shake out. Like there's no conventions, bro. Well, I was complaining for a long time that there are too many, but maybe this is kind of like how that shakes itself off. Maybe this is how it sheds its skin, right? Because not everybody's coming back from this. You know that as well as I do. Not everybody's going to make it, So I don't know what that's going to look like when this finally blows over. Yeah, it's like it is funny. This is the third week. Yeah. Like here in DC, everything's closed down at least at the end of April. It can go longer. It's other places like Virginia said the governor locked it down to June. So I'm like,
there's people who literally live for the conventions to make their money.
Right.
So like, how does that work?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we went from having too many conventions to straight up we having no conventions this year, basically.
Feast of famine right there.
And then like everybody want to make Patreons and Ko-fi accounts and do this, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, ain't all y'all that interesting? Nobody has the money to support everybody now because
I'm laughing because I have one, but you make a lot of sense. I think about
you've been
that.
out there though, like you've been out there, like you're not making this within like the last week when nobody has money.
When the lights started flickering, yo, I'm gonna open a Patreon.
Like, yo, you just saw like 3 million people lost their job in a week.
Yeah.
Like some of these people can't afford to give you $1.
Nobody's checking for you right now.
Macy's furloughed everybody, bro. Like, Gap furloughed everybody. They look at like people talk like the number I'm hearing. They thinking like 42 million people might be out of work by the time this gets like manageable.
Yes. Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's 350 million people in this country, bro. Like, what do you mean? A fifth of the people might be out of work? And like a good number of them are old, so they're not working to begin with.
Right.
So that's probably less closer to like 80 million people not working. That's almost a third of the country, bro.
That's it's astonishing. I can't wrap my head around that. I really can't.
And they cut the immigrants out because of the border shit. So who gonna do the farming?
Right.
Now America's the dangerous one. We the ones with the most sick people. So everybody like, we don't even want y'all to come through.
You say you stay here. They don't come through. Yeah, man. And and people have been talking about kind of like farm to table living and trying to eat good. And like, yo, maybe I need to start pickling these beets. You think it might turn into like more of a by the earth type of lifestyle. People want to start gardening and shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I think with people who have land and can will do it
later, right? Yeah.
And the people who are poor enough that have like areas where they can get together and do it, I think will do it. But like, yo, Kraft cheese and macaroni still gonna be in the store.
Yeah, that's real rap.
You could buy like 10 boxes for $10, bro.
Yeah. Just to make this a little light, because I'm totally depressed now.
My bad. I do the math in my head, bro.
It's real though. It's sobering. And like I talked to some people just about how like no matter what your thing is, you're probably more fortunate than somebody who don't got what you got. You know what I mean? So like I think as we go forward, perspective is going to be really important, and just take your share and try not to be a douchebag to people. You know what I mean? All those niceties of being a human being are going to be real important. But I watched this video before all of this shit went down. It was like I don't know if we talked about this one. This was one of those people with weird disorders, and this white kid he eats nothing but Kraft shells and cheese.
Yo, that shit's good though.
Right.
Yo, you add a little seasoning to that, bro.
That's all, but Jay, that's all he eats.
I understand. I've been that broke before though.
Wait, no, like I get that, but like they walked him through the supermarket and he's walking through the produce with his hands in his pockets, like, yeah, I can't. And they went to the meat, right? And he was like, what is that? A steak? Like, yo, it just looks gross to me. Like, I don't even want to pick it up. Like, he's got some sort of like texture disorder or something. Yeah. But that's all he can get down with. And they opened his cabinets. Yo, it's flush. It's flush with Kraft shells and cheese. He got a special cooking pot. He eat right out that joker when it's done cooked.
Yo, if people want to act and lie, say like they don't eat out the pot, I would call them a liar.
Straight out that joint. He's straight out that joint.
Yo, I ain't got nobody. It's just me. Like, what I need a dirtier plate for? I let that shit cool down a little bit. No,
That's a go ahead.
No, let me get fancy, start like chopping things up to mix into it, bruh.
That's this gourmet night.
That's that ghetto gourmet. That's that real Wolfgang Puck right there. You don't know nothing about that. That's that real ugly delicious.
Oh, you just chopped up these hot dogs in this joint. Yo, you ain't ready.
Yo, get some onions, you know what I'm saying? Get some mushrooms, whatever in there, bro. Make some fancy. Get the fancy bacon bits with the real bacon.
Oh no, but they chewy in the middle.
The real bacon, you know what I'm saying?
You're killing me.
You want to spend the $3 for the bacon bits, bro. You don't know about that.
Yo, that's what they call poor craft. That's everything's got a name now.
Yeah. I know how to be highfalutin and broke as hell.
Yo, that's the best way, right? What was that Dusty Rhodes quote? He said, as he been on both sides of it, he said he's eating at the table with kings and queens and eating at alleys with pork and beans.
Yo, real talk. Yo, I think Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair is the perfect modern American wrestling feud.
Oh, yeah, it's perfect.
Because, like, the hard time speech by Dusty Rhodes.
Yo, that's chef's kiss right there.
It's literally like the best political speech I've ever heard.
Dusty for president.
Like hard times since you work 30 years and all you get is a watch, bruh. You lose your job to a robot, bruh. Like, he be going at it. Like, I was like, I remember watching the game. I was like, yo, he kicked this in like, what, 82?
Oh, yo, real talk, yeah.
And then, like, Ric Flair out there talking about, like, my house is big. I got the biggest house all across the town. Like, I got shoes that cost more than your life. Like that's it. If that's not America, no other promo's better. Like, Hulk Hogan, I love Macho Man. He got number 2 with the cream of the crop. But
yeah, that's good.
But Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes, their back and forth ain't nothing better than them. Like, that's it.
Yo,
that's a TED Talk.
yeah. Thank you for watching my TED Talk. Yo, I cried when Dusty died, man. That was my dude.
Man, I was taken aback, but it's like, I know when Ric Flair died, I'm gonna be fucked up. Like, I'm gonna cry.
You know, I love that Ric Flair keeps reinventing himself. Like, he's enjoying this drip movement right now.
Because he started it.
Yeah, right? Miko's putting him on, and he's like, yo, I invented drip.
And I was like, I was mad at that because I'm like 10 years ago, I was like, yo, I want a chain that has Ric Flair on it, and it would say woo. It would be platinum and diamonds, and I would have yellow diamonds for the hair, and I would have the black diamonds for the sunglasses. Like, I thought it all out. This would be my chain. You had it all mapped out. Yeah. Like, it would say woo, and when, like, you could just press a button, it would be like woo, like, it would be out there. And it's like, I never got to be rapper rich to go to Jacob to be like, I need this. And then, like, I see my man Offset. I'm like, yeah, like, he's living my, like, really, like, Offset might be a future me that, like, after I died and I was reborn like in the 90s or something, I was born as Offset, and then that's me. Like, that's my dream. He's actually in the robe, because also my goal was to buy a Ric Flair robe from him, because it's like, I know sometimes he be going through hard times, and I just like, here, take this $50,000, let me get a robe, and
let me get that robe. Let me get that pink joint. Yeah,
I will go to comic conventions, dripped in the robe. You're like, can't tell me now. My comic book better than yours just because I got the robe on.
What? That would be the sports almanac alternate future, Julian. Yeah,
I still got time. I can still somehow make this money to buy this robe and go to San Diego one day to be on a panel in the robe with the music playing and be like, my shit is better than everybody's because I got the robe on.
Yeah, they gotta walk you in with the music. Yeah,
exactly.
That's so good. My face hurts. I've been laughing so much, man. Anything else you want to talk about before I log out?
Nah, man. I think we got a good one. Maybe we'll do this again. Maybe after the plague settles down, when people can go outside.
Oh man, I'm sorry I talk so long, man. It's just like the time just disappears when we rapping.
Nah, man, this is good. My show is never about being short.
Yeah. This is a studio listen.
Yeah, you know, people got a lot of time to be in the house now. They can listen to any episode of mine. They get through a quarter work day.
I love it. Well, thanks for having me, man. I always enjoy chopping it up. And the best thing for me is that I can keep up with you. Like, I don't think we talked about one thing where you like, he don't know what I'm talking about.
Nah, you up there, man. You know what you're doing.
It's not easy, man, but we were just born in the right time, right era,
You stay hip. That's what matters.
And this is my sign out I've been saying since all this started. You take care of yourself. What did I say earlier? Take your share, wash your hands, and don't be racist.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, don't be racist.
The whole thing, that's a good one.
Yeah, man. It's going to get rough out here, man. But, as long as we got Marvel versus Capcom 2.
That's right.
I think you straight.
Right. 20 years.
I love it. Man, we got to, last thing. I can't ever stop running my mouth. Did you get down with the custom fight sticks when you guys were doing your Dreamcast heavy? Y'all get mass sticks or anything? Y'all was playing with the control pads.
Again, you would be amazed at the number of controllers I have.
Yeah.
Even right now, like I have
got the Hori joints.
I got one tournament edition stick that I use on my PlayStation 4 and computer. I got one of them for my Xbox 360. Regular fight stick that I have on PlayStation 3 that still works on the PlayStation 4 and computer. I have one for PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. I have special Japanese fight pads that I got for Capcom vs. K2 and for Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yes.
And I got more, and I actually got more ones that I don't even remember. Like,
you gotta get the sticks, man.
Bro, I'll tell you, like, I'm not at the old school fighting style, like,
yeah.
But like, people can get this work, like for real, like, I'm with it. Like when you see old Mike Tyson doing like the little bobbing when he's teaching people.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm watching Mike Tyson. I'm with it, bro.
You still catch you with that stiff fight. It's over.
I'm going to catch you in one fight. You're going to lose.
Oh, I love it, man. You have to send me a picture of your fight stick collection. I love it. There's a whole Facebook group for that. Just cats be flexing they fight stick collections.
I almost bought a custom one, but they were like $500. And I ain't got that money.
Oh yeah, they ain't playing around with that. I'm not that good to be buying a fight stick like that, but I appreciate it.
I need to make another $150,000 a year to be able to say, I'll spend $500 on a stick.
But then you got to swap the buttons out immediately after you get it.
Nah, that's the thing. Most of these ones that cost that much money already have those parts in it. That's why
they got the hat buttons and the sandwich stick and all of that.
They're custom painted. Yeah. Even the ones I got now got those buttons in it.
Oh, that's what's up.
I got it on sale, but it was like $150 stick, man. It has all that stuff in it. Like,
yeah, man. That's an investment.
It is, but Street Fighter is that serious.
It's so serious. All right, man. I'm going to get out of here. It was great talking to you, bro. All right, man. All right, thanks, man. Peace.